All right. Lil Wayne in a lot of trouble. He's in trouble with the feds, facing 10 years for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. 10 years ago, he was convicted. He had some sort of a firearm in his tour bus in New York, so was convicted of that felony. And now 10 years later, he's in his private plane at an airport down in South Florida. Someone tips off the police. They get a search warrant. They search the plane. They search his luggage. They find a gold-plated Remington in his luggage. So now, that happened back last December. Now, 11 months later, he's been indicted, facing federal charges for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. So does he have any defense? I was thinking about that today. I was like, well, wait a minute. He may. I remember in the confirmation hearings for now Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett, this issue came up where Amy Coney Barrett had issued an opinion about whether or not it's constitutional, a law that all convicted felons cannot have or possess a weapon because it's part of a Second Amendment right. Take a listen to what now Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett said during her confirmation hearings.
I recall saying something in the opinion about the reliability of those studies, because they didn't say whether someone had been convicted of a nonviolent crime but had later been convicted of a violent crime as well. I mean, felonies cover a broad range of things, including selling pigs without a license in some states, redeeming too many bottle caps in Michigan. I mean, so felonies now cover a broad swath of conduct, not all of which seems indicative of whether someone's likely to abuse a firearm.
So, is Lil Wayne someone who is likely to abuse a firearm? Was it that kind of a felony that he maybe has a constitutional argument to defend himself and perhaps avoid going to federal prison? Perhaps. But if that doesn't work, maybe this is a federal case. Maybe you'll get a pardon from the president. That's right. Lil Wayne spent some time with President Trump. They were talking about the Platinum Plan and what the president wanted to do for the community. And Lil Wayne, I guess, has a little bit of a relationship. So maybe he gets a pardon. I don't know. Posted all this on social media asking you if Lil Wayne is the kind of felon who should retain his Second Amendment rights. Let's begin with our 13th juror comment of the day from Cindy Ray. Just because you have money and fame doesn't exclude you from the laws of the land. He's a convicted felon, therefore he should suffer the penalties that every convicted felon has to suffer. Eklund Mercy, is money and fame a way out in this case?
Oh, absolutely. Because what I would argue is, what I actually would argue is it's a gold-plated, it's gold-plated. So why wouldn't be, I think that especially with regards to a weapon, intent should be it. So, I mean, he's already a rapper having a gift of a gold-plated gun that actually happens to be functional. I think that you can make the argument. If he took it for the purposes of, just for jewelry, or if he took it for the purposes of, decorations, it's not a weapon for him. And so I think that it's although it's creative, although it's a long shot, I think that that's what they will. I think if I was his defense attorney, I would look at that. And because he has so much money, might as well. I mean, you could throw all of it out there and see what sticks.
Yeah, his lawyer said it was a Father's Day gift. Here's what Chris has to say. Yeah, his contact with the president and the cordial relationship between the president and Justice Amy Coney Barrett may save him from his foolishness. We will see how it plays out. He's a fool. Brian, do you think there's any chance he gets a pardon?
I don't think he's getting a pardon, but he is a fool. I mean, I don't know how much money Lil Wayne has, but I'm sure it's enough that if he wants the gun in his own home and he wants to make it not operational, because that's really what we're talking about. A gun is only a gun if it's operational, meaning it can actually fire bullets. He wants to have one of his bodyguards transport it and then make it not operational. Great. You have the money to do it. But otherwise, until the law is deemed unconstitutional, which I don't think is going to happen, or the law is changed, don't do it. I mean, those are the rules. Unfortunately, I don't agree with them, but those are the rules that we have right now.
April writes he should be able to because he is very rich and a targeted man. He has to be able to protect himself and his posse if need be. Andrew, is Lil Wayne the type of felon who should be able to exercise his Second Amendment right?
It may not matter whether he should or shouldn't because the law is pretty clear. When I'm a former federal prosecutor, every federal prosecutor knows 18 U.S.C. 922G. It is illegal for anyone who's been convicted of a felony to receive, transport, or possess a firearm. So this is pretty straightforward. As Lil Wayne may say, you know, where's the uproar? Well, that's the uproar because America doesn't believe that people who've been convicted of felonies should be able to possess guns.
George tonight, if Lil Wayne hasn't used a weapon to hurt someone with violence and he needs it for defense, then he should be allowed to carry a weapon and have a special license that says, I'm a felon, but I have permission to carry a gun. Eklund, he's got money. He could litigate this. What do you think would happen if he got this case all the way up to the Supreme Court? Do you think Amy Coney Barrett would perhaps think this is the type of felonious activity that maybe should not make someone forfeit their Second Amendment right to carry?
Just based on what I've seen, I don't know if Judge Barrett would, if this is the case that you want to fall on the sword on, if this is the facts that you want to change, you know, if this is the facts that you want to change, you know, law on, like Lil Wayne is your pivotal case. I don't think that, you know, the Supreme Court justice who just got on would want to do that with her career. I don't know about that. I don't see that happening.
All right, we'll see. I think there's a chance. Melissa writes, has he ever committed a crime with a gun, or was it just against his felony charges he previously had? If he's never had any bodily harm with a weapon, if he's never used a weapon in any crime, there should be no reason to keep him from having the weapon, especially if it's being used as our rights to our amendment to protect ourselves. And the bottom line is he hasn't used a weapon to harm anyone. That's going to be part of the argument that his attorney will be making. What a great job tonight. Brian Wagner, Andrew, Warren, Eklund, Mercy, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Please come back quickly. Have a great night. All right, folks, don't forget, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., Ted Rollins will be bringing you the trial. This thing is heating up. Don't miss it. Erica Stefanko facing murder charges. Gavel-to-gavel coverage right here on your front row seat to justice. Have a great night, everyone. And as always, don't forget to hug the kids.